Good morning. How are you? I hope that you're doing well. We are going to do some language today, and I am excited to kind of go through that. So, I want to, I did, for those that did give me or send me electronically your language tests, I did grade those and got those back to you. So please check for those so you can see what things were missed. So we're going to go over a little bit of that, not completely, but the A and does. I told you, you guys got to watch for those. So that kind of did some of you in for missing the circling and the arrows and all of that. But we'll keep working on it, and hopefully the next test will be even stronger. So I want you just to look at our sentences here. And I won't go in too close just because then that way I won't have to keep moving it. But this says, Mom's coffee cup is on the shelf. Okay. So remember, this is another thing that we aren't quite always doing, and every single time we are going to do and mark our sentences. When it says mark your sentences, it means find the subject, predicate, divide. So Mom's coffee cup is on the shelf. We need to figure out where the subject ends and where the predicate part begins. And so obviously cup is a noun, it's a thing. So it's going to stop there because is what? Is one of our verbs, one of our being verbs, remember? So we put our subject predicate divide line. Make sure you do that every time that you have a sentence. If it says mark the sentence, okay? Then we find our verb, which we just said was is. We underline it twice, okay? We've done this a lot, so you know. And then we ask who or what is. And it's not coffee cup is, no, just cup. Cup is, okay? Then when we look at cup, we're going to ask what kind, which one, how many, or whose, okay? What kind of cup? Oh, yes, it's coffee cup. So circle coffee, draw your arrow. If you don't draw your arrow, it's points off. I had to take off points just for arrows not being drawn or adjectives not being circled. You've got to circle and draw your arrows. And then some of you are like, okay, I'm done. Wait, isn't there whose coffee cup? Mom's is not a noun here because we don't say who or, who is it? Mom's? No, it's mom would be the noun. Mom's is the adjective describing whose. So remember, when you see that apostrophe S, that's a huge hint that that word is probably going to be an adjective describing one of those other words. So we circle mom's, draw our line to cup as well. Okay, so remember that. That's very, very important because a lot of us, if we're forgetting the a, ands, and thes, we don't have to do the other nouns and adjectives in the sentence, but in this sentence, the would be another adjective. So don't forget, the, a, and are always adjectives. So underneath here, we're going to draw our diagram line. And on our right side is our verb, which happens to be is. So we write is on the line on the right. In front of is, we put a little vertical line. On that vertical line is where we put our subject. What is our subject? Yes, our subject is cup. So we put cup on the left-hand side. That's our subject. Is on the right-hand side. It should sound almost like a sentence. Cup is, right? That makes sense. Cup is. It's not is cup. It's cup is. Now we have two lines that are going to go underneath. And remember, they don't put lines down there just to make it look pretty. They put lines down there because words have to go on every line that's down there. So that's your big, big, big hint that I was telling you even for your test. That way you always know how many adjectives are there. Are there 2? Are there 3? Are there whatever? You'll know because they put those down there. Now, when you get in the older grades, you have to put the lines down there yourself and figure it out. So it's going to be so helpful if you're thinking these things through now, okay? So when we are doing our adjectives, the first adjective, moms, has to go on the first line. Remember, I told you that yesterday or a couple days ago. Moms, and then coffee, and then cup is. It's not coffee, mom's, cup is. Nope. Mom's, coffee, cup is. It goes in an order. There is a specific order for it. Okay? So moms, and write it. Don't write it. Some of you are not like turning your page and you're kind of writing it going straight down. No, no, no. Write it on the line. So turn your page so you can write it sideways. If Miss Monroe can do it on the board, you can do it on your page, okay? Write it this way. If you don't write it that way, I'm going to make you do it over, okay? So I'll make you erase it and do it over for me. And then coffee goes on this line, okay? So then we have our sentence. Mom's coffee cup is, all right? And when you get in the older grades, you'll learn where on the shelf comes in and all those other parts. But right now, this is what we're just worrying about is our verb. Then we do our subject and our adjectives underneath, okay? Now look at our next one. It says, the sun shone brightly. When we have, the first thing we have to do is mark our sentences. Mark your sentences. Mark your sentences. Third grade, mark your sentences. Mark them, mark them, mark them. Okay, so mark your sentences, and the way that you do that is you look for your subject predicate divide. Our subject predicate divide, the sun shone brightly, where is that going to be? After sun. Very good. Because what is shown? Shown is our verb. It's something you can do. You can shine, okay? Or lights can shine, okay? But shown, okay? And then we ask who or what shone? Sun, shown. And then we have to see, are there any adjectives? Are there any adjectives? Oh, looks like there aren't any adjectives described. What? Wait, what? I can't hear you. No, it's just the sun shone brightly. There's no adjectives in that one. So we're... What? What are you saying? The? Is the really an adjective? Yes, you know it is. You better circle the. Good. I'm glad some of you caught me before we went on. The is always an adjective. You always have to circle the. Good. Give yourself a big pat on the back if you got that. So underneath, we are going to do our diagram line. If you can see it, and I don't think that you can. There we go. All right. So we do our diagram line. Shown is what we write first, our verb on the right side, small vertical line in front. And then we write our subject, which is sun. And underneath sun on our slanted line, and write it on the line, not going straight down. We don't write it like that. You write it the way it shows it in your book and the way Miss Monroe shows you. Okay, you can't do it your own way. Do it the right way. The, T-H-E, capitalized because it's the first word and it's capitalized. Okay, same thing with moms. Should be, the first letter should be capitalized. So now we can read it as like the sentence, the sun shone. Okay, and brightly is not going to be a part of that. Brightly is actually not an adjective. It's an adverb. We'll learn about those later. Don't worry about that right now. But your ly kind of gives you that hint that it's not an adjective, it's an adverb. So the sun and shone is what we're going to do. So that's how you're going to mark your sentences. Mark your sentences. And diagram, and make sure to get all of those adjectives. All right, I'll be back in just a second with our actual lesson for today.